Hello again. One of the things with identity politics is that people tend to support whatever their tribe says, no matter if it is heartless and cruel or indeed downright foolish. In the same way, they always criticise what the other side says and denounce their policies without hesitation. This leads, of course, inevitably to doublethink, where people who are dedicated to either the left or right wing simultaneously support and oppose exactly the same policy, which looks really weird when you see it happening. In May, just 2 months ago, the government announced a crackdown on disability benefits, beginning with PIPs, the personal independence payments. Left-wing folk duly shouted at the cruelty of such a move. The Conservatives claim that millions of people who were able to work were instead living on benefits and that they should be getting jobs. It was only a couple of months ago, so I'm pretty sure that viewers will remember the uproar. Disabled and ill people were to be encouraged back to work, no matter how ill they were, because, among other things, the British economy could not afford to have so many sitting idle at home and being paid to do nothing. Remember that? Now let's look at the new initiative launched by Health Secretary Wes Streeting. It is reported in yesterday's newspapers under the headline Radical Plan to Slash NHS Backlog and Boost Economy by Getting Patients Back to Work. Let me read the first few lines of the newspaper article, to which I provide a link in the description to this video. Hospitals would be paid when they get sick patients back to work under radical plans to slash waiting lists and boost the economy. A senior aide to Health Secretary Wes Streeting said the policy would tackle the national crisis of 2.8 million people out of a job due to poor health. Just in case anybody has failed to notice, this is precisely the same idea that was so furiously criticised as being typical of those cruel, selfish and uncaring Tories a couple of months ago. Nearly 3 million people not working due to ill health. The economy desperately needs them. Time to get them back into jobs. Here is the sequence of events. First, the Tories say that millions of people who are supposedly disabled or ill should be encouraged back into the job market for the sake of the economy. The left wing goes mad. Labour say that millions of people who are supposedly disabled or ill should be encouraged back into the job market for the sake of the economy. Labour hail this as a far-sighted and wise policy which will save the National Health Service by bringing down waiting lists. I think that any further comment by me would be superfluous. This is the state to which politics in Britain have now been reduced by people's adherence to identity politics. When an idea is suggested, nobody examines it and considers whether or not it is sensible and humane. Instead, they wish to know only whether this idea has emerged from their tribe or not. This is the only criterion for approving or rejecting an idea. In this case, we see a single idea, which when it comes from the Conservatives is wicked and cruel, designed to save money by targeting the most vulnerable section of the population, and when it is advanced by Labour, it's a brilliant new way of saving the NHS.